Hello and welcome to the Ross Cloud Podcast. And this is our edition of our African Connection. I'm Carl Ross Sr. And I wanted to make sure I give a shout out to everybody listening out there. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're having a great day and you're making it great. I like to always give my shout outs to everybody listening out there. Especially right here in North Carolina. Stand up. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for tuning in. To all of our listeners all over the world. And welcome to the Ross Cloud Podcast. We're going to let you groove to this for a moment. Yeah. With my special co-host here with me, Femi
Oshinowo.
What's up, brother?
What's up, brother?
Hey, I can't call it. You got something you want to say to the people out there before we get started?
Yes. To all my Africans, to all my West Africans, East Africans, North Africans, South Africans, everybody. I would like to say Ekabosi Orieto Road Cloud Podcast. And me, once again, Femi Oshinowo.
That's right. Hey! They don't understand what it is, do they, baby?
They don't.
It's a party in here, man.
Yes,
For
sir.
real.
Yes, sir. Groove to it.
Yes, sir.
Groove to it.
Woo, sounds so good in my ear, people.
Yes, sir.
So listen, we're going to go ahead and get started on the Ross Cloud Podcast. And today we're going to fill this thing out today. And our topic on today basically is the moving, most blacks here in America, black Americans here are moving back to Africa. And we see this becoming, it's becoming more often than less. We're beginning to go back to the motherland to continue to figure out who we are as a people.
Right.
And I kind of want to just bring you in on this, man. And I don't know how much you know about it, and how much, and I want to know your thoughts about on black Americans going back to Africa, and we actually living there, forever. We've heard some of our most influential people like Ludacris and his family went back. Dave Chappelle recently went back to Africa, and I think it's Ghana they're going to. Am I correct?
Right.
Or pretty much everywhere.
Right.
Okay. So if you would, can you kind of talk a little bit about that with us on today and your thoughts on it?
It's self-explanatory. Pretty much a lot of people they're starting to figure themselves out, and they starting to see the trend of what they're expected of. What they're doing here and what they're also doing back home.
Absolutely.
And everybody has to figure it out.
Yeah.
And
I agree with you.
Just the same thing that you and I are doing right now, trying to figure out things, how to connect with one another.
Yeah.
So some people, they'll look at home. Home is always going to be home.
Correct.
No matter what's going on.
No matter what. That's right.
At home.
That's right.
So the plan is to always go home and see, what the ups and downs are, and trying to figure it out, trying to close that gap of all the effects that's, all the things that are going on right now
sure.
in Africa. Depending on what country you're from. You know, there's a lot of people, you know, they start to move, like you said, they start to move back home.
Yeah.
Because they see the opportunities now back home where they're trying to build. People have been doing it for years, though.
Okay, got you.
You know, it's not really new, but now it's like
it's becoming more trendy. It's becoming normal.
Right.
Yeah, because we're hearing some big names going over.
Right.
A lot of people are just saying, hey, I'm going to transition. I'm going back home.
Right.
Going back home.
Right.
You know, and I
just had like two of my colleagues move back home.
Really?
Right. They did.
Wow.
A friend of mine, his father, he passed away.
Yeah.
And he went home like about a month ago.
Really?
Yeah. And, you know, from there he came back. He was like, you know, things
done.
Things are great. You know, I have to get with the family and, you know, stuff like that. So
yeah.
He pretty much said, you know, I'm going back home.
Sure.
You know? And I'll be honest with you, that has came through my mind plenty of times.
Really?
Where I said, you know, I would love to go back home, but it has to be the right time. Absolutely. And sometimes, you know, depending on everybody's different.
Sure.
You know, especially wherever you from. You know, and now, you know, Africa is starting to grow a lot. We starting to see things differently.
Sure.
So, but we still have a long way to fix a lot of things.
I got you. That's why I was just about to say. But in to what you just said though, the progression though, still there's a lot of progression that's happening in the cities when it comes to technology, and because of some of the influence that we see coming from America that's black,
right?
They're able to bring certain things over from America and able to collaborate even from a business standpoint,
right.
Entertainment standpoint. So it would just help overall if we all did. But let me ask you this. Now, some people would say, man, I'm good over here, but they don't know the beauty and everything else that comes along with you with that opportunity.
Right.
Man, you probably could go over there and what you're doing over here, man, you probably go over there and blow up.
Right.
I'm just
and that's real. That's
you think
real.
about the numbers, you know.
If you ask a lot of people, that has went to Africa that are here from America, black, I'm talking about black Americans.
I got you.
That has went to Africa. Ask them what are the opportunities or what are the potentials that you've seen when you went there.
Absolutely.
You know, most of the people that I talked to, they were like, man, I promise you, I didn't know it was so much love. They embraced us. The culture and the food and the music and the way, like,
it's more than, I think it's you know, we see the YouTube video,
right?
You know, like even with Muhammad Ali going over, and when him and George Foreman and they fought over there, you know, when you think about all of that, right? You got to know that it's still there.
Right.
Even when we look at YouTube and we see the baby just went over there not too long ago.
He did.
The love,
Nigeria.
he went to Nigeria. The
right.
love he received, because over there it's like, yes, he's coming from, he's us.
Right.
Number one, he's us.
Right.
But he's American too with all of these resources.
Right.
So they're looking at it from so many different
perspectives.
So many different perspectives.
Right.
That sometimes I think we don't realize the perspectives that they are coming from. The other thing I wanted to say is, what would that transition be like? Is it difficult, Femi, being that you have traveled, you've done a lot of traveling back home, back to the States?
Right.
Is that transition difficult? Is it a lot to go through when you're saying you're going to move back, or you're going to leave the States and continue just to make Africa your home, where
I
you're from anyway. But yeah,
I wouldn't say it's difficult.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it's difficult. You just have to go back and connect with your peoples and just let them know that I'm back. I'm back to try and help and try and put things in perspective. Things
Sure.
that I have learned here
Sure.
in the United States, I would like to take it back home. And not only that, it's like Africans, they are always on top. They are always on top of things. They are always, anything that's trending or anything that's going on. They always know what's going on.
Sure.
But it's just that they don't have enough resources, enough help. Like in the last show that we did,
Yeah.
I talked about that. I said, we have some corrupt government where the money's there, it's just not circulating. It's not circulating.
So with that corruption, a lot of it is going back to the politicians,
right? And their kids.
And their kids.
You find most of these politicians. You find that their kids are studying abroad. They're studying here in the United States or in the UK or But back home we have brilliant and very, very powerful individuals and powerful people that they really know what they're doing, but they just don't have that. They don't have the resources to
make it even larger or bring the structure.
Right. They can't further their education because it's very, very hard. It's hard.
Sure it is.
It's hard for certain people to further their education.
Yeah.
They probably don't have that money or,
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, and like you said, the transition of going back home, it's not hard at all.
It's not.
It's not.
What about if you have, say, for instance, if you're someone who got in trouble from the criminal standpoint, would it be difficult for you to get out of states if you've done some criminal activity and you want to live over it? And I'm asking that because, there may be someone who has been institutionalized, has been in the prison system,
right,
and trying to escape the fact of recidivism exists.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they want to try their way to escape it. And the best way to escape it after doing their time, they're going to say, hey, man, I've been forgiven here in the States.
I just want
to go to Africa.
Right.
Would that transition be hard for them?
I don't think it is.
With the record?
I don't think it is. No.
Okay.
Because once you've done the crime and you've done your time. So once you've done your time and your record is cleaned, and you're a free man.
I got you.
And now, it all depends on what state you're in here in the United States, because every state has different laws. So,
sure.
But once you've done your time and you don't owe the society nothing, and you're free to
go.
Yeah, if you're free to
literally
to travel to any other country, hey, you good to go.
Yeah.
But now if you're on a run, if you're a refugee and you're on a run,
that ain't gonna work.
That would be.
I'm just curious because it got so many laws in place for felons.
Right.
That's really what I was referring to. I'm sorry, I didn't bring clarity to that. Okay. So felons, sometimes you're not able to get a passport.
Right.
So I was just wondering, how does that work? Okay, I don't need a passport. I'm leaving. I'm getting out of here.
Well, you can't just leave.
Yeah. Well, I know that, but I'm just saying, just from that perspective,
Like I said, it all depends on what state you're in.
Sure.
And what the laws are in that state.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's say here in North Carolina, okay, you're a felon.
Yeah.
And you've done your time, you don't owe nothing, and
Yeah.
you know if you could if they said now okay you could fly out to other
Yeah.
countries or whatever.
Sure.
So
you have to go.
yeah, you
can go.
if you want to go.
Go.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, I
so
got you.
it's no problem.
Yeah, because I would hate for someone to.
Be on the run.
Yeah, man. Then they mess around and they get extradited back to the state
No.
after leaving.
No.
Leaving. So,
No.
okay, yeah. Thank you for clearing that up, man. And I like what you said. A few minutes ago. Hey, man. Of course, you can't just go, but there's some paperwork that's got to be done.
Right.
Would that be an expensive move? Would that be an expensive move so far as making sure like your clothing, your anything that you desire to take over there, is that an expensive transaction too?
No.
Like the move itself.
No.
Outside of flight.
If you already know what country you're trying to move to, or you have to understand where you're going.
Gotcha.
You can't just say, "Oh, I'm just going up and leave."
Go. Yeah.
But you
Do
have
your
to
research.
Do your research.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know, about that country that you're going to.
The good places, the bad places.
Yeah, the good places,
Middle
bad
class.
places. Right.
I got you.
Right.
What you
And
can
all-
afford. What's
right.
affordable, what's not
Right.
affordable.
And you could always just pack your stuff. It's just like us. Like most of the Africans.
Yeah.
Some people they came here with nothing.
Wow.
I mean, they came
Literally with nothing.
Literally with nothing. Came here with maybe just a shirt and a pants, and 10 years later, look at them.
Yeah.
They got a car, they got an apartment, they got
business, all of
right,
that.
So
They figured it out.
right,
Yeah.
they just got to figure it out.
You got to figure it out,
Right.
and that's the same way. If us as Black Americans here, if we'd made that transition,
Right.
we
But it-
literally have to figure it out. But go ahead.
Well, you know what? It'll be very, very easy. It'll be easier for you guys because now that you starting to see the light, you starting to see the history, you starting to see it, like you know me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you was to say, look, I want to move to Nigeria now.
I got a guide. I see your point.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and I know not just me. I know there's a lot of Africans that have moved here to the United States. They've blended in with a lot of Americans. They've met good,
good folks. Man.
Yeah,
I
good
got
folks.
you.
So now I know the same topic that we talking about on this platform.
Yeah.
They probably have talked about it privately or just,
whatever. Yeah, I got
right.
you.
So
What would you say? And we might have touched on it a little bit, Femi, but what would you say would be some of the benefits for those of us that was thinking about, hey, I'm going to make this move. I'm going to move back to Ghana. I'm going to move back home. I'm going to move to Nigeria, wherever. What would you say would be the advantages of us as Black Americans moving to our native land, Africa? In your opinion, from your perspective.
The advantage is just a good way of saying, okay, I'm going back home.
Okay,
I'm going back home.
I got you.
And the good, even though I wouldn't say it's the best, but the currency also will kind of help because you have certain places in certain countries.
Yeah.
In Africa, where a dollar is so valuable,
I understand.
in other countries.
Yeah. So the dollar value is when you're saying that U.S. dollars versus what's the currency
in Nigeria
name
is Naira.
Naira. Okay,
Right.
so in Naira, the
If I take a dollar,
Thank you.
If I take $1 to Nigeria right now, it's like 600 Naira.
Wow.
A dollar is like 600 Naira.
Okay, and 600 Naira in
Nigeria.
and Nigeria can do
Right. Can't do a lot. Just
do a lot.
Just imagine you take $1,000.
Okay, yeah.
$1,000 times 600. So you're looking at what, 600,000?
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
So
a 3-bedroom in Nigeria would be what? In Lagos.
It all depends on what area.
Okay. All right.
It all depends on what area.
And the reason I'm asking that is because, for those who may be wanting to get a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom, okay, let's say.
It all depends on what area and where.
What's the most expensive?
I can't say
U.S. currency to Naira.
To Naira.
Naira currency.
I can't really say because they all
it
differ.
Varies.
Yeah, it varies.
Okay then.
So I can't really say right now.
But let me ask you this then: from a standpoint of USA dollars, $1,000 a month, would that get you a nice place in Nigeria?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
1,000. Yeah.
I got you.
It will.
Okay.
It will.
Okay. All right.
So.
Okay.
But most of the time, people they own their own lands. See the difference is that is from here to back home.
Yes.
It's like the lands once you buy the land and you own that land, that's it.
That's yours.
Yeah, you don't have to pay no property.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a second. Wait a minute.
Yeah, right.
Wait a minute, brother. So you saying to me, if I go over there, if I go to Africa,
right, wherever
I'm a millionaire, wherever, okay, and I say, hey, look,
and it depends on what country.
Okay,
what country?
Okay, let's say I'm
Nigeria.
Let's say Nigeria.
Okay,
all right, I'm gonna go to Nigeria. I'm gonna go to Lagos.
Lagos.
Right? Lagos. Thank you, Lord. I be messing up some stuff on
okay.
here.
It's okay.
Lagos.
It's okay. Right.
All right, so I'm gonna go to Lagos, and I'm gonna buy 15 acres of land. After I buy that 15 acres of land, there's no tax. I don't have to pay property tax on it. It's mine.
That's it.
Good God Almighty, boy! Let me give you a hand clap on that. I'm leaving tomorrow, y'all.
That's it.
Yeah.
Once you pay for that land,
Man.
you have the foundation of that land, and
It's yours.
It's yours. That's it.
That is beautiful, man. That is just absolutely amazing.
Right.
So is it like that across the board with everything? Like when you buy your house too, do you have to pay property tax over there too? No, that's right. That's right.
Right.
You just said it. Yeah.
Right. That's it.
The car is yours, is yours.
Yeah,
if the house is
car
yours,
is yours. The house is yours. Right.
So where are you taxed at? Where do you see the tax?
It's the tax. There are certain
I always
things,
wanted to know that.
There are certain things that it can be taxed, but it's not as efficient as it is here in the United States.
I understand. Oh, they put it in place in America now.
Right.
You gonna pay them taxes or go to jail, homie.
Right.
Yeah.
You buy a chewing gum, you gonna
pay tax on it.
Yeah,
right,
you
right,
buy this, you get
right.
So.
But in Africa,
it's certain,
gotcha.
It's not as
as
lenient.
Yeah, I got you. Man, I think that is, first of all, that's just absolutely amazing.
Right.
And it puts some perspective on why those that have so much influence have made the decision to say, I'm going back.
Right.
Hell, I ain't got to pay no taxes.
Right. Right.
On my property.
Right.
And it's mine.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
That is absolutely beautiful. That's why it's so good we're having this conversation.
Right.
Because it does put it in perspective.
It does.
That makes sense, Femi.
If you speak to a lot of Africans that you know, you see they always saying, guys, you Africans, y'all always working and working and working. Y'all always working all the time.
Don't even understand why.
Don't even understand the reason behind that. The reason behind that is they could always send money home, and
the same way we see our Hispanic brothers doing the same thing.
That's right.
It puts it in perspective because the peso currency is the same way.
That's right.
You can live high on the hog if you got, if you got some currency, if you got money coming in on a regular basis, you can eat pretty good.
That's right.
You got a business here in America, then your business is thriving here in America. You can live very well
Right.
in Mexico, in Africa,
Right.
and be okay.
Right.
Man, that puts a lot of perspective on why people are moving there. Because first of all, the tax. Because in a sense, here in America, you own it, but you don't own it. Because if you're taxed here in America, if you don't pay taxes, hell, they can take it from you.
Right.
If you don't take care of your business,
Right.
they can take your business.
Right.
So you have to ask your question, do I really, really own it?
Right.
No, you don't. It's something, but, again, it goes back to, we could always talk about how how slavery is embedded in our DNA here in America.
Right.
Even the laws that are written,
Right.
they're still in a sense of slavery.
Right.
Even the way some people do business, it's an enslavement. And so we've been taught from years and years of oppression that is the way we do it. And it's unfortunate that most of us as Black Americans, we've taken on that same way of doing our business. Like, no, you're going to sign that contract.
Right.
And you're going to do it the way I tell you to do it.
Right.
And if you don't, I own you.
Right.
And you ain't going to be able to do nothing
Right.
because I own you. In a sense, that's slavery,
Right.
right?
Right.
You can't move unless I say you move. You with me?
Right.
So it's embedded in our DNA. So again, it puts it in perspective why so many of us are making that transition. What's the word I want to use? We're deciding to go back,
Right.
to go back over to our homeland
Right.
and say, hey, man, that's it.
Right.
I'm done.
Right.
I can go over here. I can own my land and really own it.
Right.
So, man, you put some perspective on that, Femi. That's why I wanted to do this African Connection. I felt like it was so good because you have so much insight on Nigeria and just being African anyway, just being right here in America and having parents. It speaks volumes to me.
Right.
That's why I wanted to do it. I'm so glad you told us that, man. Like, wow, man, I would have never even known that, fam, had we not did this.
Right. Right. Right.
You can own
Right.
your property
Right.
in Africa.
Right.
So it's like, and no taxes. It's yours. You know how beautiful that is?
Texas is not. It's not. They don't.
Wow.
It's not as hard as it is the way they do it here in
I got
the
you.
United States.
Right.
I
got you.
Everything here is always tax this, tax that, tax. If you don't, and if you don't pay us, you could go to jail. If
Right.
you don't pay, they could take your
Yeah.
stuff that you
Worked
worked so hard
hard
for,
for,
and
man.
then they still telling you that you don't own this or you don't
We
own
own
that.
it. Right. Technically, we own it.
Right.
You
So
don't pay
it's-
tax on that.
It's and guess what? With all the tax money that we do pay, what's the result?
Yeah.
What's the result? We still have schools here in America.
Talk about it.
They still don't supply books,
Yes.
but we paying all these taxes.
We paying all these taxes.
We have universities that, teachers are not paying. They're not paying the teachers properly. So, is this a capitalism country? It's something.
Capitalism is
That's why.
finance,
That's
man,
why it's better for people to do their research
Yes.
and people to start. They need to start opening up their eyes. They start opening their eyes up.
Yeah.
And see what's really
And
going
see
on.
what's really happening, Femi, I tell you, brother, this right here, you have totally enlightened me just on us just talking, man.
Right.
Right. Us having these conversations, man, I just think they're so important, man. And let's talk about the arts world over in Nigeria. If you could speak on that, man. What about the artists? Now we see we see with the Afro beats and everything coming to the forefront. We was just talking about it,
Right.
Burna Boy,
Right.
and I'm glad they're getting that exposure. I want to ask you this: what do you think that exposure is doing for the next artists from Africa that may have been struggling? And there's quite a few. What's his name? Wizkid.
Wizkid.
Yeah, and it's quite a few. But go ahead. I'll let you speak on that.
Wizkid, he's a very good artist.
Yeah.
From Nigeria, from Lagos.
Yes.
We have Wizkid. We have Kiss Daniel. We have Techno, Burna Boy, Davido.
Yeah.
You know, so this is just list of artists that are from Nigeria that are really doing a lot of things here in the United States.
Sure.
So it's good. It's really good that you see now that they doing a lot of music with Americans.
Yeah.
You know, and that transition is so powerful.
Listen, I'm looking at something now on this website called Move Back. It's Move Back, and they're talking about a lot of the initiatives. And I see a gentleman on here. His name is, I cannot pronounce his name. I'm not even going to try. Okay. But I'm going to let you see it so you can.
Let's see.
His name is Tony.
Tony Elumelu.
Have you ever heard of him?
No, I haven't.
Okay,
He sounds like he's Nigerian.
Yeah, he's on. He's actually talking about. He is getting journalists, filmmakers, and content producers, visual and performing artists to stand a chance to get up to $2,000 in grant money through a collaborative initiative of Africa No Filter. So this is by Africa No Filter, actually.
Wow.
And they're trying to empower just what we was talking about,
right.
Which was a great segue to this.
Right.
As we talk about that, he's starting something where he can give a grant. It's a $2,000 grant, and it's through a collaborative initiative of Africa No Filter.
Okay.
And that's what this is about. This is through them.
Okay.
And they
is he here in the United States? Or where is he?
Let me as I look down, like I said, we was just looking at this. It doesn't say where he's from in Africa. It just says it's Africa's positives globally.
Okay.
This is what they're doing.
Okay.
And it's empowering young creative entrepreneurs, and the creative sector provides a channel for Africans to do this. Wow. I think it's pretty cool. It's an initiative that he started, and the criteria of it all is the fund will award grants to emerging artists and storytellers whose work shines a light on entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship in Africa.
Oh, okay.
Only applicants between the ages of 18 and 35 living on the continent or in the diaspora are eligible.
Oh, okay.
So I guess as long if you're over there, it would benefit you. But I think this is a great right. And here's some of the benefits: heirs insurance and heirs life assurance.
Right.
The insurance subsidiaries of the Pan African Investment Group, Heirs Holdings, have committed $30,000 for the initiative. So if they're giving you $2,000, that's quite a few people that
it is
that would benefit Africans. So that was a great segue for us to kind of talk about that. So those are some of the great things that we hear about that are happening in Africa.
Right.
And I know from your perspective, as I was just talking about it, I saw your eyebrows go up like, man, that's huge.
Right, it is. Mm-hmm. And just maybe a week ago, I was reading in one of these articles where a young man in the northern part of Nigeria, he's building his own transportation cars.
Wow.
And he's using solar energy. You know, I told you in Nigeria, gas is it's one of our resources in Nigeria.
Yes. I remember you saying
petroleum.
That. Yes.
It's one of our resources.
Mm-hmm.
But now you have a young man in the northern part of Nigeria. He's building his own solar energy
Right.
transportation. Just like the electrical cars that we having now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the same thing that he's doing. Very, very brilliant.
Man,
brilliant.
I love it.
You know, and now he's getting the exposure. You know, people are starting to recognize that and starting to see some of the things that he's doing.
Yes.
So, like I say, it's a lot. There are lots of geniuses in Africa. They just need that. They just need that exposure. And now that we have internets and
YouTube, all that.
all the social medias.
Absolutely,
now. So
man.
it's putting the shine on most of these brothers.
So shout out to the brother that's doing that over in Africa to get those grants written for Africans. And I think that's so dope, man.
It is. It is.
That's a great way to get the help that they need in order to continue their artistry, you know, whatever it may be.
Right.
Because it sounds like it's going to be something huge. And just from you talking about that, it also brings up the thought when you was just talking about the solar panels.
Right.
And so from my perspective, based off of what you said, then global warming has to be a big deal over in Africa. Some folks have to take a big stance on it. I'm not sure, but just based off of what you was just saying, is it a big deal? I know there's a smog situation happening in Nigeria, I'm sure, the smog. But that's probably all over. Am I wrong or am I right? Or would you say, just like we have a smog area in L.A. and Chicago, just from the factories and, you know?
Well, like the only time that we have problems during the weather season is like during the raining season.
Gotcha.
You know, you have all these floods.
Yeah.
You know, that messes up, you know, certain places in Nigeria, you know, certain places in cities in Nigeria.
Sure.
You know, so but other than that, you know, global warming is global warming.
Period. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I was just wondering if you knew that. The reason I brought it up though is because of what you said about the young man doing the solar cars and everything.
Yeah,
solar.
right.
And so when I was thinking about that, I was just thinking, do you know of any up and coming bright activists when it comes to global warming in Nigeria? If you're familiar with it, if not, that's cool.
I'm not really familiar with that.
Got you.
I'm not really familiar with that.
I got you. But I'm sure it's there.
It is. It is probably.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because I know that engineering, being a doctor, all those things are like huge.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, because we talked about that before. But I'm super excited about what we're doing. And in closing, we'll go ahead and close out, Femi. But in closing, man, can you kind of end this with something to be said again? I want you to speak from the perspective of going back to Africa. So many times we hear people, so many times in racial slurs, we hear people say, "No, go back to Africa then if you ain't happy here."
Right. And it's not that we're not happy here.
Yes.
In America.
Thank you. Yes.
Things do happen everywhere in the world.
Yes.
Even in our own countries in Africa.
Yeah.
Things, it does happen and are still happening. But when you familiar with certain things back home, you just familiar with certain things, you know, and you know, you have family, you have good things, you know. Those it overshadows the bad.
Yes, it does.
You know, when you have the good overshadows the bad, you always come out good.
That's right.
You know,
that's right.
You always, no matter what, home is gonna be home.
Yeah.
And moving back home is not a bad thing.
No.
Like you said, people always say, well, if you're not happy here, it's not that we're not happy here. It's just certain things. It's not for everybody.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
It's not for everybody. So everybody's trying to figure it out, and we trying to connect with one another and trying to shine that light on one another. And
that's right.
Trying to come together as a whole, as a family.
Yes.
And it all when it's all said and done, we always love one another. We have to love. I don't care if you're black, white, green, Asian, American,
Don't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, we love you.
Yes, we do.
All right, man. Could you say goodbye in your language and that you love everyone, please?
Ó dàbọ̀. Mo sì fẹ́ràn gbogbo àwọn tó ń gbọ́ ìròyìn Ross Cloud Podcast. Àti máa sọ̀rọ̀. Ó dàbọ̀.
All right, guys. I hope you guys have heard something today that could help you. And maybe you're one of the ones that want to take that journey back to Africa. It's available for you if you like. Listen, keep on loving each other, black people. I love you guys. I love everybody that's listening. Yes. I love you all, man.
Yeah.
From the bottom of my heart.
Yes.
Keep on loving on yourself and keep loving each other. Listen, this is the Ross Cloud Podcast. I'm your host, Carl Ross Sr.
Femi Oshinowo.
Keep being great. Keep making it great. Peace.